And we're back here with the Resto coach, Anthony Sutay here together with Rommel Nang. The show that is for you because gusto namin bigay sa inyo yung isang plataforma to be able to ask your questions about the restaurant industry if it's for you and do you want to get into it? Should I get into it? That's why we're here. Now, before we actually took a break, we were talking about the recap from what we did in the previous episode. And, hindi natin napag-usapan yung punto talaga that really struck me the last time, which was, I want to become my own boss. Sinasabi mo dun sa, sa previous episode natin, episode number 1. And a lot of people want to get into that. Diba? Pero alam mo, again, let's remind everybody that you have to be able to think deep and hard if you want to get into the restaurant business because you may not be your own boss.
Bihira ako magsabi ng I'm a very positive person. Bihira ako magsabi ng mali yan. Pero in this instance, I would say, if yung motivation mo is to become your own boss, mali yan. Sa restaurant industry, it will not work. I don't know about the other businesses, but sa restaurant business, you cannot use that as your primary motivation to become a restaurateur. Because maraming sakripisyo, mahaba ang oras sa simula, no? So, but yung dulo, I mean, it's exciting to think of the rewarding years later on.
Yes.
But sa simula talaga, it will require a lot of time and patience and dedication on your part and love for the product. Sabi ko nga, yun doon nagsisimula yun. I always advise people, no, pag nagtatong, partner, meron akong concept, no, restaurant concept. Sabihin niya, meron akong restaurant concept. Tapos parating ko tinatanong, ano ang signature product? Yun yung mga nuances at saka peculiarities na pag-usapan natin in future episodes. But ngayon pa lang sinasabi ko na, yun yung mga tanong. Sometimes, ako kasi ang pananaw ko bilang coach, ask the right questions.
Right.
Present the reality, ask the right questions, and help the person connect the dots. Hindi ikaw pwedeng mag-connect ng dots para sa kanya eh. Hindi ba pwedeng ikaw magpa-realize. No? He will realize it himself. Yun yung sinasabi ko ngayon. If you want to be your own boss, then the restaurant business is not for you.
So again, here in our program, we have different segments. We're going to be having guests coming in, other restaurant owners, people from the other segments of the restaurant business. At the same time, we ask you again to like our Facebook page, The Resto Coach, and send us your questions because we do have a question and answer portion. And now, we're going to bring a regular segment, which is the coaching point. Ang coaching point naman natin sa episode na to is it for me?
Yeah, so galing tayo no sa, do you know what you're getting into?
Yes.
So ngayon naman, medyo nalaman mo na, parang buo na yung isip ko, gusto ko nang pasukin yung resto industry. May mga na-interview na ako ng resto owners, makakilala ko, successful naman sila. Mukhang may mapagkakatiwalaan na tao naman akong makakapartner, etc., etc. So ang tanong, is it for you? Yan. Para sa'yo ba?
So ano yung mga kailangan isipin ng tao?
Yes.
Bago sila pumasok, huwag mo na isipin na maging boss ka. Ngayon, isipin mo na ngayon, is it for me?
Yes.
What do they have to think about?
Yeah,
Long and hard.
Yes.
Kung talagang para sa kanya.
Yeah, so yung mga tanong, I have a series of questions actually. Number 1, do you have the time for it? I always, parang nasasawa na siguro yung mga listeners, no? Bakit parating sinasabi yung time? Parang na may kakilala naman akong may-ari ng restaurant, parang papasyal-pasyal lang naman siya sa restaurant niya. Maari sa, maybe the restaurant has already been in business for a couple of years, or maybe it's not really doing well, pero I'm telling you from experience, you would need time. No? Maybe at the very least, 6 months na focus time just for you to understand the business you're getting into, be involved, yun ang sinasabi. Hindi, meron kaming delegation of tasks. Yung isang partner ko, chef, yung isang partner ko ganito, hindi advisable. Kailangan po, involved tayo, especially sa menu creation. Yung menu na yan, bago lumabas yan, dapat maraming perspektibo ang involved. Perspective of the chef, of course, no? Siya yung medyo the science behind the menu. Pero kailangan ng perspektibo ng customer. Kailangan ng perspektibo ng shareholder. Baka mamaya masyadong maging creative, no? Ang taas ng food cost. No?
That's right.
Siyempre, ang mga chefs, ang objective yan, to bring out the best. But how do you balance that with that quality aspect and that culinary aspect with the food cost? Kasi at the end of the day, a business is about sa business side of it, it's about the profit.
Right.
The margins, no? So, do you have the time for it? To get involved in purchasing, to learn about R&D, to practice a little bit of marketing and to understand it. And of course, running the restaurant. Operations is about 95% of it. Kailangan marunong ka mag-operate. Hindi pwedeng kapitalista.
Okay, even before getting into it, you're talking about time. How much time is a certain person have to put into finding out kung talagang meron din siyang oras? I mean, kumbaga yung due diligence mo, kailangan isipin mo rin talagang, oo nga, sinasabi nga ni Rommel, kailangan kong may oras. But before I jump into it, how much time do you have to really give yourself? A day? A week? A month?
Siguro I cannot answer for certain with a specific time period, no? Pero that leads to the second point. No? The second question is it aligned with my personal goals, no? My strengths, and my passion? Because
Tama
obviously, kung malakas ka doon at passionate ka doon,
bibigyan mo ng oras siya, wala na problema di ba?
Pero wag mag-alala, no? Baka natatakot na iba, baka nag-tune out na sila dahil, ay, hindi pala para sa akin yan. Of course, mayroong mga investors na kailangan sa restaurant business. Pwede naman yun passive investor ka, pwede pa rin yun. And we appreciate that, mga angel investors sa restaurant. And we started, ganyan din naman, may mga investors din. Pero pag ang pinag-uusapan natin dito, yung mga talagang restaurant owner, either you want to own your own, you develop your own concept, or you can also franchise. No? So, yun naman yung pangatlong point natin. Do you want to start your own or do you want to franchise? Because yung sagot doon sa mga tanong na yun will, sa sagot sa tanong na ito, it will determine yung mga susunod na mga questions. If you want to start your own, if you want to start your own, mas maraming oras na kakainin sa yan. Pero meron din naman
lang kasi katulad din sinasabi mo, just to develop the menu might take months.
Yan ang pinaka-exciting actually. Ako, yung memories ko of our own restaurant dyan, it's so fun because we did the menu in one of our partners' home and we still remember that yung araw na yun, ang dami kong nakain chicken wings. Talagang, yung araw na yun, talagang siguro pagdating na alas 4 ng hapon, ayoko nang kumain. Pero yun yung exciting part, no? The flavors, the collaboration, the trial and error, the smell, no? Akala ng tao when they eat in restaurants, no, parang masarap, mukhang kinopya lang. No? But in fairness to those behind the menu na tinatawag.
Yung R&D.
Yes, yung R&D yun ang masaya. Pero at the same time, very taxing. Talagang nakapagod sa dila. No? Nakapagod sa dila. So, yun. So, recap natin. Do you have the time for it? Is it aligned with your passion, strengths, and personal goals? And do you want to do a franchise or to start your own?
Alam mo, we might be able to start a whole new segment.
Yes.
O a whole new episode. Dun pa lang sa punto na yun Do you do your own? Or do you start with an actual franchise? Because, alam mo, ang dami rin pwedeng isipin dyan at talagang kailangan himayin mo yung mga choices na yun.
Yes. So, yun naman yung isa-isahin natin for the coaching points for today. So, napapansin natin, I just ask questions. Yun yung importante sa mga aspiring coaches naman. You just ask questions, present the reality, ask the right questions, and then let the person interested in the business figure it out for himself.
Right now, once again, we invite everybody to like that Facebook page because at the same time, alam mo, everybody has their own likes, everybody has their own approaches to things, and to be able to answer your question directly, kailangan talaga natin malaman kung ano yung tanong nila. So, pag binigyan na yung tanong nyo sa amin, sasagutin po namin yan. Once again, it's the bell, which means I think we're gonna have some more food coming in.
We'll get more food.
We're gonna get more food. We'll take a break. We'll be back after this.